Hey, I'm Kev, Mr. Cole, and welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Career House. Before we head to Germany, we are going to do some bike development and upgrade the engine. Let's do it. So that is going to take 6 weeks before it's headed to our bike. So we're thinking of Silverstone, just in time then for one of the fastest tracks on the calendar then. So that is good timing for us. But in this episode, we're going to round 9 and a very different circuit, the Sachsenring. Because here we are in Germany on the very undulating and frankly unusual Sachsenring circuit. It's so slow in the first part, but then the second half is so quick. Got the waterfall turns, going down the hill onto that back straight. It is wonderful track. So let's go for that, round it in qualifying and hopefully qualify right up there. We haven't had the best qualifying in the previous couple of races, but what a couple of races we have had. We suddenly turned into a team, a rider that can battle for the top 5, not just top 10s anymore, top 5s, battle for podiums. So you're looking to do that once again here around the track where it should be pretty favourable for us. Maybe not the last section, but this first section, the approach is pretty decent around the corners. It's just when it gets fast, it struggles a bit. And already can feel this is a better qualifying effort than I did last year. That was pretty horrible. Much better into that left hander. Probably brake too much. Should have taken that in third gear. So you go over the rise. Let go. Oh, very wide in that left hander. You got to lift immediately. I carried a bit more throttle than I should have there. And so you go through the waterfall, downhill, in the final couple of corners. Such a challenging circuit. Again, they got curves on the inside you do not want to touch. As you go very wide in the final corner. And then uphill for the final corner. It's a bump there, just brake on it. Take it in second gear. And carry the speed over the line. It's very soon, the line appears, a 30.9. We did, I'm not so sure about that time. But we'll see as you look at the grid. And it's not good that time. Look at that, couple seconds off. 1 Mir once again on pole. If it's not MacDonald, it's Mir right at the front. Finati second, another good qualifying from the Italian. Canet third, Martin fourth, Bulliger fifth, Di Gianantonio sixth. And there is MacDonald in 19th, just behind Cornfeld for top Persia by a couple tenths of a second. Top Ninja goes to Della Porta. So alongside MacDonald on the 7th row with Suzuki. And right at the back is our teammate. Actually, he's got the same lap time as finished Patrick, but he's ahead of him. Obviously said it earlier in the session, I'm guessing. So, can we have a better race than our qualifying? Once again, just like round Assen in the Netherlands, move forward in the race. So here we are looking at the field, and you can see that once again Mir on pole. Incredible statistic for the Spaniard, but he's still not leading the championship. He needs to bring it in the races if he wants to challenge Canet. As we look to the 7th row, and there is light blue steel. What a runner form he's on. Let's see if we can continue at this race. As there's row 9, Bowen Herrera, row 10, and right at the back is Magnum with Finnish Patrick and Tuba. As we look at the field just before the start, Mir very focused. He just wants to get on with it. Well, Canet needs to do some adjustments. There's MacDonald right alongside the GoPro wall. So he might not have a good run into that first corner, one of the most difficult first corners of the season. As for this 8-lap race, we are underway. Got a decent start right behind Kornfeld. And we're going to go to the inside. Even past Kornfeld now. As we dive to the inside. So that's Guerrero in front. Oh! And then we got into Danilo. We've got Kornfeld right behind. Made that Danilo. And there is Guerrero. Let's go around the outside of the Spaniard, do we? As he's held up by Nuruddin, the Malaysian. Got a superb run. Here we go, slightly wide. That's another Malaysian back by. We're going around the outside, are we? Not quite. So back down to 16th. But we survived the first couple of corners. Always so tricky, that first corner. It's such a short run. One of the most difficult first corners as well, with just undulating. Such a challenge. As here comes Kornfeld. And we're getting pushed by someone. As we go through the inside. Bloody hell. Don't want to be doing that in the air at like 100 miles per hour. But MacDonald does it, as it was Sasaki who we were battling with as well. Teammate of Nuruddin. As we go to the inside of Guerrero. Looked like he was a low rider over that curve. As Loyola around the outside of the Belgian rider, are we? Put it in the dirt, and we somehow make it around the outside of Rodrigo as well. Was it? No, it's Guerrero in 14th. Not suffering too much down the straight. Oh, here's a Loyola. He's pushed us wide, the kit. Of course, I'm being impartial about Loy. As we get past Guerrero again. Now nick to the inside of Loy. Get out of here. Had enough of you. As now we're behind Nuruddin. The Malaysian having a decent start to the race. Really had to hold on the brakes though. Got a shocking getaway. Got to change down to second, didn't I? Idiot. As we lose the position to Loy. Oh, please don't let this be a race along thing. As we look into the inside of the Belgian rider. Over the hill. And now far away, hopefully. But we've got a back straight where his Leopard is going to be a bit faster than our Peugeot, despite the upgrades to the engine and brakes. Into this penultimate corner again, milestone. Look at what the AI are doing, our position. They really are having a bumpy ride there. To the inside the Malaysian. Got the power up very early though, round the outside of McPhee and Hotel as well. Behind Bastianini, got the slipstream of the Italian into the top 10 from nowhere. As we go on to this third lap, braking slightly early. Oh, slightly into the back of Bastianini again. I said that's a 100% record so far this season. Oh, almost took too much speed into Bastianini. As you can try and leave him and McPhee in the dust now. It's up into 9th. McPhee normally has a super starting in forwards back, but he's forward back already. This is Scott. It's this time Ryan second again. Look at DJ Antonio and Fanati, the teammates, battling for podium places, second and third. We also got Bulliger up there. The Skytail VR46 bike. As once again, I feel like I'm braking way too much into that corner. It feels like it gives you more than, I feel like it is at the moment, but we'll try something new on the next lap. To go downhill. What a section that is. As we're about a second behind Antonelli. Oh, we know what he likes in the Sachsenring. We're going to be very careful behind the Italian. Let's go to the final corner. It's all carried way too much speed into it. Horrible final corners. Connects up to second now. Antonelli's passed Migino. As they've got Martin down in 8th. Shocking race for the Spaniards. Don't often see him summon it down here as you close the door on the home favourite. Hotel. And look at the pack in front. We've got a top 5 that's all together. And then a 3 that is all together. And then I think we're leading a group of 4 or 5 as well. So incredible how packed up it is still. That's why Martin goes slightly wide. Had to get on the brakes there. Almost ran into the back of the Spaniard. Here we go, the fast section where we're losing out slightly. Let's try something new into this next left-hander. Gonna dab the brakes. Less braking, but I ran wide, so that was useless. You can see you've got to lift immediately once you land. And you get over that rise. And you get a decent run, hopefully, for that out for the right-hander. We've got a good gap, over half a second behind, so he can nick in front. Oh, we can definitely nick in front. That is a crazy corner, that penultimate corner. Let's try and get a better run onto the front stretch. Oh, that's definitely a better run. Alongside Martin, out of the final corner. Can we get some slipstream from the Sky Italia bike? Not quite. He's getting the slipstream of Antonetti in this side. So we're past the halfway mark of this race. Oh, braking way too late. Gone very wide. Taking my own circuit there. Is MacDonald. Had enough of that first corner. Wants to try and improve it. But luckily his first sector is ours. The bit where we're very good. So I haven't lost too much in the end. Get down to first gear this time. Out that left hand to see if that improves our traction out of it. Definitely does. Look at this, we're looking down the inside and the fast left. Not quite though. That's once again like Assen. Top 5. Podium even, not out of the question at the moment. Of how packed it is in front. So getting so much speed over the rise. Oh, we're side by side with Martin. Give him a little bump. Let him know we're there. And now we're behind our arch rival from last season. Round here, Antonetti. As Martin takes it down the inside. And oh, Antonetti runs wide. In the middle of the penultimate corner, we go round the outside of the Italian. 4-6. Can we hold it into the final corner where we're pretty strong? Oh, yes, we can. And now we're looking at the top 5. Look at this pack. As we've got, I think it's Mir and Canet battling for the lead. We've got Fenati, Di Gianantonio, the teammates. Also got Bulliger for Sky Italia VR46. And he's in second at the moment. But he looks like he's leading from where I'm looking. As Martin's got past Antonetti. Mir's in 5th. As well, Martin takes a note down our inside. Bit ambitious from the Spaniard. But he needs to start making moves. He's not where he should be, Martin. Top 4 rider in the championship and he's down in 7th. We're going to make moves in the second half of this race, just like MacDonald. Let's see, brake before the shadow. And a bit more speed through that left-hander. That seemed to work better. Oh, I didn't. Okay, too much speed over the rise though. Went a bit wide. We still haven't lost out too much. Less than a second off the leading group. Let's see if we can close that gap in the final couple of corners. Definitely can that penultimate corner. And then the final corner, we seem to have such a good run out of it. Oh, that is a good run. Give us our slipstream, Fenati. No, Di Gianantonio. Fenati's moved forward. Look at that front 3, almost together as we're on this penultimate lap of the race. Going into the first corner, 3 wide. Mentalists. Looks like Fenati's trying to hang on around the outside in the first corner. I'm not really watching where I'm going. I'm just watching this front battle. It's amazing. Let's here comes MacDonald making it a 6-fer. A 6-sum. That's a word as he bashes his way past Di Gianantonio into the top 5. It's the charge of MacDonald. On the Peugeot, can he grab the first podium after just grabbing the first top 5 in the last race? This kid never moving backwards, always going forward now on this Peugeot. Oh, he carried so much speed, but that's a better run over the rise. Does he now go downhill for the penultimate time? And he's sticking the slipstream of Bulliger as Mir's making moves on this penultimate lap. To go into the final corner, or penultimate corner. Look at that. Look how bumpy he is. Someone get them suspension or something. To go, oh, slightly wide into Canet and Mir. We're between the title rivals as we go across the line onto the final lap in a podium position. But there's 1, there's 2 in front. Fenati, Bulliger, We've got Miranda outside. We've got Canet behind. MacDonald's in illustrious company here on the final lap in Germany. Using all of the curb. I told you not to stay on those curbs, MacDonald. But he doesn't listen. Try and get a good run out of the right-hander. Probably going to shift it down to first gear now with his next left. Got the power early. Try and get a decent run out of it. Slight lift in the middle of that left-hander, but it's still in touch. As you go into the second half of the lap, just half a lap remaining in the Sachsenring. I'm on the edge of my seat. If I go any further, I'm going to fall off and make myself look prattish. The game plays, oh, we get it horribly wrong. Oh no! The first time we get it wrong all race. It's on the final lap and here comes the pack. Mir, Di Antonio, Canet. Oh, wins out the question, but can a podium come our way? Try and get the power. Oh, the back end doesn't want it though. And Canet beats us to the podium, but still, another best result. 3 in a row, I think that is now. For MacDonald, he's just inching closer to that podium, inching closer to that race win. He almost did the fastest lap again, but what a fantastic race. After starting on the 7th row, I think it was, up to 4th. Fantastic from the McKid. As Fenati won the battle of the Italians by 33 thousandths of a second. Canet just grabbed the vital podium in the context of the championship, with Mir in 5th. It's MacDonald spoiled in the party between the title rivals. Di Antonio 6th, Antonelli 7th, Martin down in 8th. Poor race, but look at that, he's just 2.5 seconds off the win. So close, this race, with Magino in 9th. That's another pronunciation of his name. One day I'm going to get it right. And Hotel in 10th, rounding out the top 10 in his home race. The Bastiani, Nuruddin, McPhee, Guerrero and Sasaki grabbed the final point. Just from Rodrigo by just 0.2 of a second, with Roy out of the points in 17th. I'm not grinning behind the mic at all. As look at the Japanese rider, Tuba in 19th. Fantastic race for him after he qualified in the back row of the grid where Andrea remained. Not even Fitzpatrick moved forward in the race, Andrea. He was last by almost 2 seconds. So in the championship, it means that Canet now leads by over a race win from Mir by 29 points, with Nicola Berger right on the Spaniard's tail, now just 2 points behind after a fantastic battle for the win with Fenati. Martin in 4th retains that position despite a poor result, with Fenati into the top 5 now after that fantastic race, with Di Antonio 7th, Antonelli 8th, Hotel in 9th, Bastianini in 10th. I know I say Bastianini, but it's actually Bastianini, isn't it? With McPhee in 11th, and look who's gaining on the MacDonald's, just 10 points of a top 10 place in the Riders' Championship, and way ahead of Liverloy. Nuruddin in 14th, Rodrigo 15th. Further down, look at the Japanese rider climb to 22nd, but unfortunately he's one of the riders who hasn't scored so far this season, including Darrell Binder. I thought he scored points by this point, but he hasn't so far in his KTM. So halfway through the season, 20 riders have scored out the 33 that can. As Arenas is also up to 26th ahead of Herrera and the Italian and Della Portia. Look at the Mahindras, really dragging in the championship. Only the top position in 24th, with Besecchi has right at the back is Andrea. As in the constructors' standings, Mahindra yet to score. That is going to be the question mark of the second half of the season, and it's like Honda's running away. The constructors' standings now 53 points ahead of KTM, with Peugeot in a very solid 3rd. As we have unlocked Olivier Jack for 1998, the French legend. I believe that's in 250cc's. So fantastic to see that. Olivier Jack, one of my favourite riders growing up. I say that about lots of riders, actually. I say that about lots of drivers as well. Almost everyone is my favourite rider growing up, as I did love the Frenchman, especially on the Kawasaki when we made the odd appearance and just showed up from nowhere and produced fantastic results. So did Dan MacDonald in the Sachsenring after another poor qualifying. I'm going to say poor qualifying because look at these race finishes. Once again, each inching towards that podium. 4th, smashed the race objective. Andrea, we're going to have like a half-time talk here about your role in the team and, you know, going forward, what you can do. As you're turning into another Patrick. We don't want another Patrick, okay? As Dan MacDonald improves everything. Braking, forward management, cornering, and body position, while Andrea improves his cornering. And look at all those credits and reputation as well. Almost 1,000 reputation. Incredible. As we've got a free weekend. And then we've got an activity day as we've got 4 weeks to wait for that new engine part. So what are we going to do in week 21 or 37? Could we do a TV advert? Get 7,500 credits? We definitely do need credits. Do a sponsor event to get 3,000 credits. Why would you choose the sponsor event over the TV advert? That makes no sense. Could get some reputation, take part in high society, but we earn so much reputation nowadays in races. Don't feel like we need to do these as you only earn 250. And then muscle endurance, get 100 XP to improve your rider's braking ability. I think the clear winner here is the TV advert. I haven't been going for, you know, these improving these experience bonuses, improving a rider's ability. Now maybe it could be helpful for the AI rider, but you know, I'm controlling Dan MacDonald. That's the rider I'm kind of focusing on, and I don't think these experiences will help me much, you know, with my controls. Instead, I think you have to improve the bike to suddenly improve, not the rider, if you know what I mean, if I'm controlling him. And as I said, it might not help Andrea that much either. Even though he's a master tussler, could do some more outbreaking manoeuvres, but it's hard to do that when you're last by a second. So let's go with the TV advert. As next time out, we'll be going to Brno to begin the second half of the season. Another track where we did pretty well last season. So it is just a fantastic run of tracks for our bikes and fantastic run of results and confidence building for MacDonald. Can he finally break through? Perhaps grab that podium next time out in the Czech Republic. So out for watching, and we will find out next time.